Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Sleeping Warrior, Ranty Flat Earth, Chocolate Saiyan, and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Good to be here.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Morning, afternoon, wherever you may be.
Let's dispense with housekeeping for today, Nath, or at least for the show.
Yeah,
Let's
indeed.
get straight into it.
Yeah.
What's all this children of the flat earth nonsense?
Oh, dispense with. I thought,
Yeah, let's
okay.
dispense with.
So I thought you were going to rattle, or want me to rattle through it quickly as opposed to dispense with it completely. Fair enough. Okay. Ask your question again. That's thrown me slightly.
Well, can be honest, can we at least talk about, even if it's only a minute long, housekeeping? We do need to do it.
I'd rather do that personally, if that's okay with
Oh,
Anthony.
go on, then. Let's rattle through it then.
Okay. Any signs of curvature, gentlemen? Hi, Mark.
No.
Nope, afraid not.
Right, you, Mark. Any signs of curve? You're our resident curve hunter. Hello, it's me, Mark. Yes, I can see that, Mark. I'll wait till you've got your mic sorted. Any signs of axial rotation, just for Ranty, specifically of the Earth-based variety, please?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Any signs of gravity?
No masses being attracted to other mass, no bending of space-time, nope.
What about
No
a
forces
self-perpetuating?
great.
Yeah,
in an
let's not do that here. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you on that.
We may cover it later.
I
We shall
was going
see.
to test gravity yesterday when I was at Great Orme. I was intending on climbing down to this little ledge. Well, I thought it was a little ledge from up high. And then as I'm making my way down the mountain, I actually saw someone doing exactly what I was going to do. So I zoomed in and realized that this little ledge that I was going to get onto was actually about a 30-foot cliff straight down. And he was abseiling it freestyle. And I thought, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Right, by abseiling it, do you mean he was literally climbing down the face of the rock without any ropes or anything?
Yes.
Just
straight
climbing down.
Freehand. And I was like, nah, I can't do that. Carrying a
I could.
P900 as well.
I used to do that kind of stuff. Loved it.
Yeah, but Arwin, you weigh about 6 stone. Ranty weighs about 16 stone.
Yeah, it would have hurt. The gravity would have definitely been put to the test there.
I thought you were
think
going to say
the
you were going to push
P900
Arwin
was
off.
Eh?
I thought you were going to say you were going to push Arwin off from the top of Great Orme, that you were testing gravity. Sorry, Arwin.
Yeah,
Stop picking
anyway.
on Arwin.
Ha ha ha, yes,
Picking on
exactly.
today. He kicked me yesterday.
No bullying. Right, this ends here. Come on. You are literally bullying Arwin right now, Anthony, so just stop it.
Yeah, but he deserves it from yesterday. He kicked me.
Yeah, but you're bullying.
That's Ranty's fault. I've already
No.
gone through that. So, anyway.
He didn't kick me yesterday because I was bullying him yesterday. He kicked me yesterday because he disagreed with me.
No, I wanted you to shut up, and I got my 2-minute break. It was very important because I was extremely tired out. I was hungry for over
Can't
an
kick
hour.
friendlies.
Right, anyway, moving on.
Okay, moving on. Have we had any signs of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at a presupposed centre of a presupposed radius-based spherical Earth?
Well, I presuppose, but no.
And to think that Awake Souls thinks that the argument's fake.
Well, maybe he thinks that there's really easy comebacks to all these things that we bring up daily. So, I don't think so personally. What about pressurized system next to a vacuum?
No,
No,
not
Nope.
even in theory.
that's the
No.
most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
And last but not
Yeah.
least, last but not least, the basis of it all, any scientific evidence of the radius.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bill Miller.
You thought I was going to say what, Arvin?
I thought you were going to say any scientific proof of Bill Miller.
Oh, well done. That was
Yeah,
nicely
we need
dropped
Bill
in. Well done.
We need to put Bill Miller in it.
He'll be in here till it's
That's the
Sunday
best
now, so
housekeeping. Bill Miller.
might be the last mention of Bill Miller. We shall see. Oh, good old William. Nobody knows who he is or what he's ever done.
Come back, Bill. All is forgiven. The unicorn that he is.
Jolly good.
Yeah, sorry, can I just say something to somebody in chat who's taken on my name ranting and giving out my home address? That's fine, mate, because it's been spammed that much that I'm sure everybody knows exactly where I actually live. So it's not really affecting anybody, the fact that you're trying to dox me, because it's well known, buddy, whoever you are. Thank you. Great.
You're getting doxxed too now?
Oh yeah, I
Wow,
get it
you
all the
guys
time. It's not
You guys are
even.
grimy.
Just block the account, Nathan, then we can move on.
Anyway, no R.
No
that
R and no sign of
concludes.
Zen.
And then thought, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to presuppose R.
There are limits to trolling, and that's one of them that you shouldn't be crossing. So behave trolling. If you can't behave trolling, then you should have to be blocked.
But this is, like Nathan says, he shows us because this is the level that the ballers do. This is the stuff that we have to suffer daily: the attacks, the abuse, the phone calls, the threats, the threats of violence, the doxing, and we are showing it in its entirety. And I'm pointing it out to let everybody know that this is what happens. Flat Earthers get this kind of stuff.
FE Viking reports that Bill Miller's been arrested for child predator charges.
What?
That's why he's gone away.
Yeah.
I see.
Bill Miller, the most infamous non-existing he's a unicorn, Bill Miller. Everybody believes he exists, but actually when you try and find evidence of one, you can't actually find any.
Okay, well, now I've concluded the housekeeping, I will summarise what happened yesterday on yesterday's stream. Well, starting from 2 days ago, I came across a Discord server that was formerly named Nathan is a Dick or something to that effect, and it was renamed The Children of the Flat Earth. Now, I only figured that out yesterday, but as soon as I opened my Discord, having had somebody ask me if I was on there and me explain that I don't tend to use it, I went in and found that, and was shocked, but thought maybe I'm overreacting. So it was about midnight when I saw it. I went to sleep, slept on it, and in the morning I was still just as annoyed. But I thought, no, I'm probably still overreacting. Maybe I'll just delete Discord because it's complete poison. And then later on in the show, Gem Panda was in the chat claiming that I was going to be making lies up about him, which set me off enough to verbalise what was actually going on. And what is going on, and these are the facts of the matter, this is not speculation, Gem Panda has created a Discord server called Children of the Flat Earth, and is specifically requesting that people, it doesn't matter who, send Flat Earthers' children to him in time-stamped form. So he has a quick reference to places where he can reference the children of Flat Earthers. And I've said, why are you doing this? I'm not happy about it. Invited him to come on and explain his actions. He's in the chat said, all are welcome to join, which has led me to time him out, and he's come back in on a sock account, of course, in the chat feed, not come into the conversation, which was public and open to all at the time. Instead, he's now, it seems, gone silent. He doesn't respond to my little snip of that particular section, which I've cut out under the title Children of the Flat Earth by Jeremy Wartnaby, which is the predecessing video to this one. So check it out if you want to see just that snip. It's about 18 minutes long. But in essence, just to summarise what the attitudes are of our opponents, immediately we were confronted by Brenda von Aschen, who was asked if she had children, and I was swiftly told that it was none of my business. Yep, that's what I was told. Frequently in the comments for that particular snip of that section, the same thing applies, so I will try and draw a parallel, over-egg it slightly just to make it more obvious what I'm doing, or slightly more outrageous or more overt, that's the word, But draw a parallel to what Jem's doing and saying I'm making, for example, I'm making a documentary about globe Earth indoctrination, or specifically children on the globe Earth side being indoctrinated by fundamentalists, which is what we're dealing with on the anti-flat Earth / globehead side. So therefore, I have the same legitimate reason that Gem Panda is claiming to acquire whoever I'm talking to, IFTH, your Facebook profile with the children that you have and their indoctrination at the hand of you, a fundamentalist. Please pass me timestamps or links to this public information so I can create a documentary. Now, that is obviously met with, that's no one's concern but my own. That's just my family's concern. And this is the kind of reaction I get from these people when I basically level pretty much the same thing as Gem has. Like I say, I will make it more overt to make the point clear and quick. But ultimately speaking, I'm doing the same as he is, and I'm met with, that's none of your business, Nathan. Now, it's preposterous for anybody to ever suggest that I would actually want to do this. I'm simply drawing parallels between what is being done currently, literally, as we speak, by one of the globe side. So, not content with sabotaging people's careers and contacting the people who provide licenses, these people are out to get our children. They're out to basically use our children as weapons against us, and this particular Discord server is being used to compile data about children of the flat Earth. That's the title. There's no other way of phrasing it. Its intentions are absolutely clear. Anyway, that's a summary of what's happened yesterday. Check it out on that video if you want to see a bit more information to date.
Yeah, I had a conversation with couple of people last night. And the only real baller that I actually speak to is a guy called GeoStreamer. He knocks around with the Reds Rhetoric lot. And generally, when he's online, he's a two-faced, ignorant idiot. Bigot is the word. But when he's offline, he's normal. But when he approached me about this, saying that Nathan was exaggerating this, he started to defend you. He started to defend Jeremy. And because he started defending Jeremy, I asked him why was he defending Jeremy? And he started to give his explanation for why. And I just said, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. So I had to, unfortunately, GeoStreamer, you got blocked because you're defending the freedom of speech with regards to children, which is one of the trigger words like Holocaust in your case, perhaps, or black for racism, or it is one of those trigger words. You're going to start playing with people's lives that are children, and they are responsible by the parent to be protected from that kind of stuff. But there are lines, there are ethical and moral lines that you don't cross. And in the same way that George Hattanuk tried to ruin a man's career, you don't cross the line by trying to infiltrate whatever with children, because just by that one word, it triggers people. So you shouldn't be defending it. And anybody on the ball side that defends this, you've got a screw loose. There's something not right upstairs. Now, let me just express that I do not have children. However, it doesn't mean that I don't have a view on it. It means that I see that other people get really quickly triggered by children. And if you're going to play that card, you deserve everything that you get. So just be careful, Jeremy, because these people are going to get angry very quickly with you if you start doing silly things like doing a documentary. Now, we've seen what you did with Breaking Bad, well produced. But even with the best of intentions, you're going down a very dark alleyway at nighttime, and there are monsters that lurk in dark alleyways at nighttime, and people don't come out the other side that easily. So be careful, Jeremy. You're playing with fire, in my opinion.
He's well beyond that point, in my opinion. To be honest, whether people be triggered about this or not, children of other people, especially like if you're like personally familiar, you meet the family and all that, that's another matter. But just gathering data on children, it's nobody's business. Nobody has any business to gather
Hi,
data
Spurs.
about other people's.
How you doing? How you doing? Good to have you.
Close.
Hi.
Sorry, carry on, Arwin.
I was just saying, like whether parents be triggered or not, it's simply nobody's business.
Definitely.
Any group
that-
of people, their children is nobody's business unless the parents make it their business.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. People gathering
So
information.
it doesn't
kids.
matter why he's doing it, whether in his
Yeah,
mind he
like,
has
I
good
can't-
or
I
bad
can't think of a
intentions.
reason.
It's none of their business.
That's ridiculous.
Children are the business of the parents.
And I think it was very suspect the way Brenda came in right after that was revealed to defend him. Like, I don't know. I already think Brenda's a bit out of her mind or his mind, whatever. But um, the
Chocolate's volume is really low.
way she came in to defend it
Okay.
is no
Brenda,
good.
yeah, that
That's,
was
that was so
wow.
suspect that I didn't even know what to think about that. Because of all the times that you decide to come in here you don't come in here to defend your globe for the whole episode. 3 hours we were on, or the show was
Well, hang
on.
on.
But
There is
It
a
didn't
reason.
at
make any
that
sense.
point,
Brenda was just saying, no, you're a liar.
Hang
Well,
on.
Jam Panda was
Hang on.
basically admitting it right there.
Hang on. Gents, I don't want to defend Brenda for the sake of it, other than to say that the reason why she didn't and can't come on beforehand is because I've got her blocked. And whilst I was in the hangout, she cannot join. It was only because Arwin kicked me that allowed her the freedom to come in. But had that not have happened, she wouldn't have been able to come in. So not that I'm defending her, I'm just explaining the position that she can't come in whilst I'm on the panel because I've got her blocked.
No,
And
that's
it's
very
staying that
okay,
way.
fine.
that's reasonable.
And I can
No,
understand that. It
Yeah,
is
yeah, no.
reasonable,
I've got to.
but
I will reiterate that because I'm not again having to go Arwin in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, I would frustratingly concede to that as well on account of the fact that it would be a very strong point if we say, oh, they never come in like Arwin just has. But ultimately speaking, for Brenda specifically, that's not true. So just to make that clear to the audience.
I have no idea who has who blocked.
No, fair enough. But yeah, now you do.
All right.
yeah, but regardless of whether she can come in or not, she came in and the first thing she said was, "So what?" And it's like, what? Somebody's telling you they're playing with children, and your response is, "So what?" Nah, man. Sorry, that's not good. Not good.
Yeah, and he or she supposedly has children, so it makes you wonder, you know, what kind of a parent are you?
Exactly. So I don't know. The whole thing just seems really suspect to me.
Well, I timestamped that, so at 9:42, Anthony points out, this is in the video that's 18 minutes long, that literally instantly, as soon as it was asked of Brenda about any details about her children, she was telling us that it wasn't any of our business, which is precisely the point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's a weird move.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So as you know, I'm there in the Discord, and what I think's happened is the ballers are feeling the pressure because we are I and some others are telling the ballers their future, what's going to happen. We're telling them that we're going to change the education system. We're telling them that everything that the children are being taught right now. So I think that's getting to the ballers because I have said to them, look, if you have the truth, you should go onto platforms like Nathan's, like Dow's, and tell the world your truth, right? And they kind of like to keep it on Discord where they feel they have control and whatnot. But we're telling them that we are going to change the system, so they're panicking. They are saying, well, this is absurd. How can you change the education? How can you get into the minds of children and so on and so forth? So what's happened, I think, as a result of that, flat earthers like myself telling them, is they've said, right, well, we need to do something about it. Because I have said, well, guys, you need to do something about this. If you believe it's a bore, flat earth is rising, it's increasing. And you guys claim to have all the arguments, but in public, you're not telling the world, so to speak, that you have proof of a globe. So I've said that they need to do something. So what I think has happened is they've said, right, we need to do something about this. And people like yourself, Nathan, and Dal, or whoever, there's also Debbie as well, with her niece, telling her niece about the shape of the earth. And this really disturbs the globers. they see that as a threat. You've heard, deGrasse and or such like say, there's an attack on science. Well, there is. We're not denying that. We are going after this pseudoscience, this indoctrination, and the plan is to change the way people see the world. We don't want people believing in a lie, especially children.
But surely the way to deal with this is, if the claim is that that they need to do something, surely the something they need to do would be to present the evidence that proves that we are all lying, rather than to try and bring children into it.
Well, no, it's spilt over now. It's gone beyond the internet, as we foretold. We said this will leave the internet, go out into the public, and it will hit the schools. This is the main idea. If we can hit the schools, the education system, the colleges, the universities, and make them aware, that they're being lied to, that's the objective, right? And now what we're seeing is a reaction from that. And now, they're coming together saying, well, we've got to do something about this. The flat earthers are increasing. People, they're just coming to this flat earth without seemingly evidence. That's how they see it. There's no evidence for flat earth yet. People, come towards this understanding, and they're panicking. That's how I see it. That this isn't a personal vendetta. I think they're using people. So they're using you, they're using Dal, they're using Debbie, as I said, they're using anyone who's telling, the youth that the Earth is not a globe. And that's how I see it. So I don't think there's any element of nefariousness there. Just more of, okay, so these guys are openly telling us that they're trying to change the system. We need to document that. We need to let so-called other globers know.
Yeah, but
that they're, hey,
it is nefarious in the fact that children are getting involved in this by force. That is nefarious because children don't have any choice. They don't understand what's going on when they're children, right?
No, I'm saying
it's none of their business. They could go out and just approach regular children and talk about it. That's not illegal. But they're specifically gathering data on a group and the children of a group.
What they're doing is
highly suspect, and it's none of their business.
No. They're documenting the flat earthers that are teaching or promoting the idea of changing the education system.
They can do that if they like, but their children are none of their business.
Well, yeah, I agree completely, but I get what we're seeing here are people.
They can do that all they like.
In this arena, people are going to use others as they see fit, and they're just looking for the people or the parents who are telling the youth that the Earth is not a globe.
Hey, Jose.
That's what I feel.
That's fine. That's fine. If they want to do that, that's fine. But the children of the flat earthers are simply none of their business. It's never going to be any of their business.
Hey, was not was.
And the fact that they're taking it to that level.
Hiya.
That's sick. Sorry, you don't bring children into this type of shit for nothing.
Well, hold on a minute. Why would you not tell a child 7, 8, 9 years old where they live? Why would you not? I don't.
No. Yeah, you can do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if what they're saying about them is true and they're gathering information, like what would be the purpose of gathering information on kids?
Not the children. On the parents, the people who are telling the children. These will be the children of, like, we are flat Earth, right? We are the ones who promote flat Earth. We're the ones who, debate flat Earth. So they're going after the children, not like per se the children, but those ones have been targeted. What they feel, we're targeting the children, and they want to do something about it.
It's none of their business. It's the same if any
other
using
them as a weapon
targeted.
Would you say they're using them as a weapon to try and silence us?
Who? Yeah. Who's being used as a weapon?
Are the children trying to be used as leverage?
Yeah, they are.
Shut us up.
Why is it not the case that the answer to the problem that they perceive is why is the answer not to produce the evidence that the Earth is actually a testicle? Why is it that you have to bring children into it at all?
Exactly. Just put it to bed. Just prove it and put it to bed, and that's it.
I don't get what you mean.
Because at the end of the day, who's being trolled here, right? Because at the end of the day, right, if the claim is that flat earthers are teaching their children lies, then prove that the heliocentric parents are teaching their children the proof, which is the essential ingredient of this debate. Prove that we live on a sphere, and you guys can't do it. So who's teaching who what? Is it the ballers teaching their children wrongly that we live on a sphere when there's no evidence for it? Or is it the flat earthers that are questioning that evidence and saying there's two lines of thought here? You can accept the popular consensus, or you can question that and see whether you can satisfy yourself that we live on a sphere. And I'll be honest, the evidence is really weak, but everybody seems to accept it and believe it as true. But who's trolling who? Are the heliocentric parents teaching the wrong stuff, not realizing it or doing it regardless? Or are the flat earthers teaching the truth because they are questioning the reality of the world in which they live? I know what I would lean more towards.
What parents teach
the
their
way
children is
hold
nobody's
on,
business. It is when the
way I
children become an adult that they
Hmm.
become responsible themselves.
Well, again, as I'm in there, quite often, what I'm seeing is that the ballers are very limited in what they can and can't do. So, they have an argument. I've said to them, look, if you go on any kind of show, you'll have 5-10 minutes to present globe proof, globe evidence. And anything after the 5-10 minutes will turn into a pantomime. So again, they're realizing what they have, what they're up against. So as we're doing this debate, I'm telling them at the same time, well, look, you guys don't have anything. We're going to change the education system. You guys need to have a better argument. For me, this is them responding to that. This is how they respond to being told, we're going to change your system. If you tell somebody you're going to change everything that they know and the people around them, you're going to panic. You're going to be like, well, hold on a minute.
What you're saying is this is essentially your fault because they are reacting to your position. And Nathan's
not just me, but somewhat, not just myself, but somewhat because we have been pushing this. Again, after you have a debate with, the Globers, and it can go on in various ways, but it usually turns into a pantomime. Why? Because you're asking them a question, they're asking you a question, and both parties are unable to produce what they want to be satisfied. So, instead of me just going around in circles with that, I've took it to the next level and told them what is going to be happening. What the future of flat Earth, actually is, and that is to target all students or the whole entire education system, to completely eradicate that. And that's what flat Earth is about. That's how I feel. So they're responding.
Don't target any specific group of people, their children. That's the point. It's a group, us flat earthers, and they're targeting the children. They should not be allowed to do that. They can just approach children in general if they like and tell their story, but they're targeting us as a group.
I think they see it as their concern. I mean, they try to come across like,
Hold on, Spurs. Hold on, Spurs. Hold
Jose,
on,
you gotta
Spurs.
mute or something.
Go ahead, Jose. You got a lot of background noise, but if you want to open your mic, we'll give you time to
Sorry
speak.
about that. No, sorry about that. I just came out of mute.
No, you can go ahead. We appreciate you've got background noise, but just say what you want to say, and then Spurs can continue.
No, say what you got to say, and then go back on mute when you're finished, so that we can all hear what everybody else is saying.
No, I really wasn't. I was talking over here with my family. I keep myself up mute. Sorry.
No worries. Go ahead, Spurs. Sorry.
No, well, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to go on too much of a tangent, but I'm just trying to highlight why this has happened. And they seem to think, that we're corrupting the children, the flat Earth children. We are the flat Earthers, and we're telling the children that the Earth is not a globe. So to them, this is like, it's like, how could you do this? This is abuse. They see this as, as we see, so we see the opposite. We say, well, they should know, or at least have the option to know, at least both sides. All right, but they don't like that. They just want it one way. We have the evidence, we have the proof, we know it's a globe, and you shouldn't be teaching children, other things. So this is the reaction I find, because they're panicking. What else can they do? They don't present any kind of, scientific proof. So if you're being told again, what's going to happen in, the future of flat Earth, well, they have to respond, they have to react, and they are reacting. And this is how they've reacted by saying, find us any information on flat earthers telling children the earth is a globe, not a globe.
Yeah, but again, I ask the question: why can't they just react by showing the evidence that we live on a sphere?
Because they're comfortable that it's a sphere. You know, they're saying, well, we have, you know. So I'm just trying to put my take on how I think they see they're doing the noble thing. You know, they think they're doing the noble thing.
Nothing noble. They just want to maintain their theocracy monopoly. That's
Their
it.
indoctrination.
Theocracy monopoly, and that's what they're trying to keep.
I mean, it's going to come out. It's as I said, you know, we've told them it's coming out. It's increasing. There are new flat earthers every single day, new videos every single day. You know, they've been warned by ISA, you know, to change their arguments. If they really want a ball, they need to, you know, address it in the right way. This hasn't happened for the last 5 years and so on. So they are limited. So they're going to attack or use or take advantage of any situation that they can.
Nathan, you're being very
That's
quiet.
just pathetic.
Me, I'm just listening to Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I only heard about this morning, so I just thought, you know, I'd just give my opinion on what it is. I don't think, I think that for me, because like I said, the ballers are in panic mode, absolute panic mode. They don't know what to do. If you know, they're not stupid. They can see flat Earth increasing. So what do? You know, they band together and kind of reassure each other that it's okay. It's okay. You know, flat Earth is not increasing. So when I'm there telling them, look, your world is crumbling around you. You know, you have limited, resources and showing us where you live. So for me, I feel like I'm up to speed with how the borders, you know, are thinking and their direction. So yeah.
I still don't see it as a valid reason to bring anybody's kids into it. Even what you've said, I've listened to what you've said, and I just can't see how it's even going to benefit their argument other than making somebody walk a very, very, very thin tightrope. I don't think you can address the issue on children in any way, in any kind of credible way, on the ball Earth argument or flat Earth argument. I mean, can you imagine if we went? It's just ridiculous. Just show the evidence that it's a sphere, and then there won't be the problem of flat Earthers having flat Earth views. I don't see how that's not the solution.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, like most of the things that the Globers do are strange. Like I said, they're very limited. When you're backed in a corner, one is going to do strange things, and you know, if like you said, why not just produce the evidence? Clear that you know there isn't really any kind of evidence. So I think they're just reacting, like I said, to the warning. We are going to change the education system. That's the plan. You know, you've seen Dan, like I say, address the universities, the students. You know, if they didn't know already, that's the plan. That's what's going to happen. So they need to do something. You know, I'm happy to say to them, do something. Try and prevent the flat Earth from moving forward. You know, I feel it's too strong. It's too compelling for it not to be for it not to move forward. So yeah, there's no secret. You know, I don't pretend with them. I don't hide our intentions. You know, I have the discussion, of course. You know, if there's any Globers that want to discuss their reality, we'll have that. But like I said, after the first 5-10 minutes, usually, if you know someone doesn't have scientific proof, then it just turns into a pantomime.
That's isn't that the issue though? Isn't the issue that there is no credible evidence to support the idea that we live on a rotating testicle? And if that evidence was there wouldn't be the perception problem that flat earthers are indoctrinating their children with some kind of rhetoric, because it wouldn't be. It would be obvious that we live on a sphere, but it's clearly not.
Well, Anthony, this is the thing you see. They now believe and understand. We believe the Earth is flat. So there was a time when, you know, they may have said things like Poe or you don't really believe in the flat Earth. So again, for me, they now see that we're serious. The Earth is flat. This is what whether we believe that now. So what I'm saying to you is that they believe in the globe still. They still believe that. So as long as they believe that, they're going to see that anything that we do.
So then basically it falls down, it comes down to the description, which is either they cannot accept people have different beliefs than what they've got, therefore, so it sounds like a jihad. This is how bad it's getting. So it sounds like they're trying to declare jihad against us. Really? You believe what you believe, and you won't let anybody else believe what they believe. And all we're asking is, where's the proof? So you're going to start a war? Is that really what it is?
And they want to get mad that we want to teach our kids what we believe. Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
And the thing is, I
kind of empathize, like I say, with it's what they believe. So which is why I tell them, if this is what you believe, you should be able to prove it. Not just give us your best evidence. As long as if you believe it, prove it. So it's just more, like I say, it's new people coming to that channel, and they want to speak to flat earthers. They want to understand why we believe it's flat, and in turn we find out why they believe it's a globe. And
why don't we stop calling it the belief that the Earth's flat? Why don't we just say it's not a ball?
Yeah, that's what we say. For me,
let's be honest.
No globe.
Yeah, because we can't really prove that it's flat, right? But what we can prove is it's not spherical. So if we push the idea that it's not a ball, then they can't criticize us for saying that it's flat because we can't prove it's flat. But then we can say you can't prove it's a ball.
Yeah, we've tried that many a time. Flat Earth means no globe, but no, the globers won't have that. They insist. You say it's a flat Earth. You must have a model. You must have a map. So yeah, flat Earth for me means no globe. It goes against everything the heliocentric model tells us.
To be honest, I think what it is, I think this is an act of provocation to try and trigger a response from the flat earthers so that they can then play the victim card. I think it's provocation and nothing more. I don't think there's any credible merit to the idea that they're going to make a documentary. I think it's provocation and nothing more. Which is a mark of the man doing the provocation, right?
Well, like I say, they may have been provoked initially by being told, we're going to change the education system.
Right. So if they've been provoked initially, then the reaction should be prove it. The reaction should not be bring children into it. So if you can't do it without bringing children into it in any way, shape or form, let's be honest, children don't have the capacity to understand what they're talking about, what they're getting into, or otherwise. That's the responsibility of the parents, not the state, not ball earthers, the parents. And even if the parents have got it wrong, unless the child is being abused in some way, it's still down to the parents to get it right. They do the best job that they can. It's not down to the ballers. So the answer really should be, well, if you think that there's a problem there and you feel that you've been...
Are we still here?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Just got to remove someone that joined with a dodgy account. But my point is, though, surely the response should be to prove it. If you can't prove it without trying to use children as a lever or as a weapon, then you deserve everything that's coming your way, guys. It's that simple. Go on, Nathan. What do you think?
Well, I've already expressed my opinion on it. I mean, my actions, to be honest, I can sort of sit back and there's nothing more for me to do. So I've reported Gem Panda to the police based on what he's doing. So based on him having a room in a Discord server specifically called Children of the Flat Earth, and specifically requesting information about other people's children in that room, I've reported him to the police. That's my actions. So they speak for themselves. When people say, well, you've slandered him, well, firstly, that demonstrates that people don't understand that word, as it would be libel, as it's in permanent form. But that aside, I have been told by the police I did the right thing. They've said, I asked them, I was reasonably inquisitive, have I done the wrong thing by, communicating this information. That being screenshots. So they said, just send screenshots. That was the first thing they said. So I immediately sent them screenshots. They looked at them and said, you've done the right thing. Thank you very much. We'll pass it on to the computer team who will look into it. That was it.
I think you'd have as well. I think that ultimately, can you imagine if it was flat earthers that were doing this the opposite way around? Let's just say we asked people or didn't ask people for evidence of children or whatever, and we started talking about it in any kind of fashion whatsoever, that would be instantly, the moral high ground would be taken immediately, and we would be vilified immediately. And probably rightly so as well. Even whatever the justification for it would be vilification. And to be honest, I don't see it. Even if you had some meritorious argument to support the idea that you're going to make a 45-minute long documentary, there are better ways to do the point, which is that if you think that we're being idiots, just present the evidence that we are. Not the evidence that we're being idiots. Present the evidence that we've got it wrong. In other words, show us that it's a spinning ball. I don't see how it's any more difficult than that. Obviously, they can't do that, and this is sort of literally trying to discredit everybody, no matter whatever the risks or the detriments will be. But it's dodgy.
Theo Stuber claiming I've changed my argument. I've stated the facts as they are, Geo. Gem Panda has a Discord room on his server called Children, just repeat that, Children of the Flat Earth. In that server, he specifically requested information about Flat Earthers' children to be sent to him and time-stamped. So, GeoStreamer, I'm not changing my argument. That was specifically what I told the police when I sent screenshots of exactly that to them. They thanked me for passing the information on to them. They assured me that I had, quote, done the right thing.
And let me just tell everybody that GeoStreamer started to actually defend what was going on, and he started to say that there's been a misunderstanding. And to be honest, Geo, you had to get blocked for that reason. Why are you defending this action? It is ridiculous. And I get that you don't have children. I don't have children. But that doesn't mean that children should be brought into it just because we don't have children to talk about it or because whatever. Children should not be brought into it. Certainly not as a weapon.
It seems that a lot of the Globers that are what we would call renowned trolls don't have any children. Just making an observation of that point exactly.
Well,
I think the reality of it is all setting in.
I would like to.
First, this was supposed to be a little bit of a joke, like people think the Earth is flat, ha ha. But it's actually becoming a thing. It's actually growing, like Spurs says. There's new flat earthers every day. It's becoming a problem for them, and now I agree with Spurs. Like it's getting, like people are talking about it more and more in real life, not just on the internet. And yeah, if it does get into schools and the education system, it is going to be a very big problem for them. But the problem is going to be they don't want people to critically think about this stuff. Because, like Riley said, if it was a ball, you would just prove it, right? You should just be able to prove it. If it was a globe, it would just be a globe. It wouldn't be a debate.
Yeah.
You know, we're not debating does water exist. We're not debating, are we, is there a sun in the sky? We don't debate things that we know. So why are we having this debate? Right?
I'd like to point out that we're not.
We're not.
So, Geo Streber's in the chat currently. Join the panel, Geo, and level your accusations here, publicly, not in the side chat. Meanwhile, I'm going to start establishing from any person that goes from now past the side chat that defends Gem Panda, I'm going to ask them about what their involvement is with this Children of the Flat Earth Discord room. Okay? So I will establish now who's actually involved with this, because they may also be of interest.
And anybody that is defending this action, you should be ashamed of yourself.
So,
Really,
Geo
you should be
Strieber,
ashamed.
you need to come onto the panel. The public link is there, as always. Hello, Geo.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. You asked in the chat if I feel that Gem is a predator. My immediate concern is that Gem Panda may very well be a predator. So yes, my gut instinct...
No, you haven't changed that position.
My gut instinct... Sorry, my gut instinct when it comes to my child and somebody requesting information, regardless of what it may be, is that they are a predator. They shouldn't be interested in my child. They are. I'm concerned that there is predatory instincts at play. That's why I've reported him to the police. Do you not feel that's justified?
Well, if you genuinely thought that that was the case, then yeah, that's justified.
I've just told you that. So do you think I'm not justified, given that I've just specifically told you that that is the case, as stated?
However...
Not however, do you feel I am in any way unjustified, Geo Strieber?
Yes, you are.
Why am I unjustified?
Well, because you made it look like the Discord server specifically about targeting the information about Flat Earthers' children. That is...
It is called Children of the Flat Earth.
Yeah, let me...
Right. So you explain to me how that's not about children of the Flat Earth, please, Geo Strieber.
Yeah, sure, I will. It's about the information that is passed on the children.
So it's about children of the Flat Earth, then? So it's specifically about children, then?
Do you want me to explain this?
No, I want
or
you
do
to
not
concede
want
that this
explain
is
to you?
about children. You're trying to make it out that it's not about children when it is.
Let me explain this. Don't interrupt me every second sentence.
Well, as soon as you concede that it's about children and information about children, you're making my point for me.
What I'm saying is, Gem Panda is working on something which, well, a video pretty much, which is about the information, wrong information that is passed on to the children. The identity of the children themselves is, the identity of the children itself is irrelevant. It's about what Flat Earthers do to sabotage their education.
Sorry, where did it say? Sorry, hold on. Can you show me where it says that, please, Gio? Show me a reference.
Sure. In the Discord server, let me find the quote.
Let me read to you what it says.
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on.
So let's see. I'm sorry, this will take a little bit of scrolling.
Right, so while he's looking for it, let me read a quote and I want you to address it. It says, quote, please post timestamps of any instances of children being involved or indoctrinated with flat earthism, particularly references to changes to the education system, not necessarily footage actually featuring children.
Exactly. Therefore, the identity of the children is not relevant. It's about the information that's passed on them.
That's not what it says. It says not necessarily.
It's not the way it reads.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, not necessarily means not limited to not including. It means that potentially it could include pictures of children. Not necessarily was the phrasing.
That is correct.
And it also says, hang on, it also says, please post timestamps of instances of children being involved.
Yes,
so it is asking for children being involved.
What he's looking for is footage of Flat Earthers talking to children or telling the children the information about Flat Earth.
So it's specifically all about children, specifically Flat Earthers' children, as the title of the room, Children of the Flat Earth, absolutely implies. So it is absolutely what I said it was. You have just confirmed this, Gio.
Does it say that it's specifically targeting the children of Flat Earthers?
I'm sorry, but if I was, let's say, a predator, do you think I would go onto a public Discord forum and say, I am a predator, I am looking to abuse children, Geo Strieber? Do you think that's how they would behave? Or do you think they might... I'm asking you a question. Are you so dumb as to believe that predators would actually state their intentions? Do you believe that?
Are you so dumb that you actually think...
Don't ask me a question. Answer mine. Are you so stupid as to believe that predators would actually state their intentions publicly?
How am I supposed to answer to this?
What's the answer? Yes or no? Yes or no? Would they be so stupid as to actually state their intentions, their actual intentions, if they are nefarious, publicly? Do you think that that is what they would do, Gio?
Probably not.
Probably not. So you're going to assume that his intentions are not nefarious when he is asking specifically in a room called Children of the Flat Earth for information about interactions with children. You think that that's cool? Am I correct?
No.
Right. So why the hell are you here defending it?
Because you're misrepresenting what he's actually doing.
I am not misrepresenting it. How dare you? I have stated facts. He has a room called Children of the Flat Earth, and he is specifically asking for people to post time-stamped information about interactions with children.
Yes, interactions with. Therefore.
Yes, interactions with children. Not your children. You're a pathetic student. You're not even probably getting laid. So I don't want to hear about your thoughts on my children that are being addressed by this man who may very well be a predator and have nefarious intent. So what I have done, GeoStreber, is I have reported this man to the police, and you are now defending his actions.
I'm talking about children in general.
Really, I don't want you to be talking about my children in general, Geo. You don't have any children. You have no idea what this does to a person. Okay? So your feelings on children, keep them until you have some.
Is it justifiable?
Excuse me, don't ask me questions. I haven't done anything wrong here.
Let me explain my point.
No. You've already explained that there is a room called Children of the Flat Earth that you feel it's okay for people like Gem Panda to put out information, and now you're attacking me.
I'm not attacking you.
Yes, you are. You are attacking me. You're saying that I've in some way done something wrong or slandered Gem Panda. I've read your comments.
Can you repeat that, please?
You are implying that I have done something wrong, that I have in some way slandered Gem Panda.
Yes,
You've also
Yes,
implied that I've... Excuse me, I'm talking, Geo. You've also implied that I've...
Fucking irony.
Excuse me, don't swear on this show.
I don't give a fuck at this point.
Right, well then I'll kick you out. Don't swear.
No, don't kick him out. I want to hear him hang himself.
He already is hanging himself.
So the question that this entire stuff is about is it justifiable to intervene in the education of somebody else talking to their children?
So you're the thought police, are you? So what about our children going into schools and getting indoctrinated with your heliocentric model? What about that?
What aboutism?
Exactly.
What
This
about
is not
it?
about me. This
What
is about
it? So who's the
others.
thought police? Are you the thought police here?
No, I'm not.
Right, so it's Gem
That's what
Panda.
it sounds like, though.
What people teach their own children is their business.
In my opinion, not.
Well, it has none of your business.
Then you're a
What do you
stinking
think?
communist.
In your opinion,
Hold on, hold on, GeoStreber.
necessarily.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, GeoStreber.
Owns
Excuse
the
me,
children, right?
GeoStreber, do you think...
Communist.
Excuse me, GeoStreber, you think you have the right to tell me how to raise my child?
In a certain way.
Excuse me, is that a yes or a no? Do you personally think you have the right to tell me how to raise my child?
I already answered that question. I said
What's the
no,
answer?
Not
Repeat
a
it.
singular person, but society in general.
Excuse me, we are talking about me. I'm asking you about me. This Discord server has pictures of me with my child on it. Did you realise
Well,
that?
then that's your fault for uploading pictures of your child.
Excuse me.
Your
So,
fault, Nathan.
excuse me.
Your
I have
fault,
asked.
Nathan.
I have asked other Globers to point me in the direction of their public images of their children being indoctrinated with the heliocentricity to make a parallel with Gem's request. Do you know how many Globers have complied with that request?
Probably zero because
Right, because it's absolutely outrageous to ask people to post information that is publicly available. So should all these Globers be presenting me with their Facebook public profiles where they're showing their kids pictures of Saturn so I can make a little documentary about their children, Geo? Is that reasonable?
Oh, of course not.
Right, well that's what Gem's doing, and that's what you're here defending. So why the hell are you here defending it? You absolute arsehole. You are disgusting. You are repulsive. You are as bad as Gem Panda for being here defending this.
He's not. Again, he's not talking about the individual identities of the.
How do you know what he is doing? Do you know what he's doing? If it turns out, GeoStreber, that he does have nefarious intent, yeah, are you going to be tied to this man in your defence of him? Is that okay by you, that we now here and now tie you to this Discord server and your approval of it, because you are continually defending it? So is it okay if we publicly declare your association with this room?
Yeah.
So you are publicly aligned with the Children of the Flat Earth and their accumulation of Children of the Flat Earth data. You are happy with this?
That is a strawman.
Sorry, that is what they are doing, and I'm asking you if you are happy to associate yourself with that.
Okay, then let me clarify this. Okay, and don't interrupt me. I am okay with compiling a list of videos in which flat earthers indoctrinate children. Why? Because first of all, it's on YouTube anyway. And second of all, if it serves the purpose to make a documentary about what flat earthers are doing, then yeah, it's fine.
Okay, So I would like to echo that by saying I am going to be making a documentary about globe Earth children and their indoctrination into the heliocentric religion at the hands of fundamentalists.
Go
so
ahead.
I would like you to cooperate with me now and pass any public information about people who are on your side of the argument and their children on public forums interacting with anything to do with heliocentricity. Can you now post links and encourage anybody else to post links about Globehead's children that are publicly available? Is that reasonable?
Yes,
No.
it is.
You think
We're
that's
not
reasonable?
stamps.
It's
Okay,
however,
okay, if that is reasonable, why are you contradicting it? I asked it earlier and you said it wasn't reasonable. So now you've stated it from the Flat Earth side, I've repeated it, echoed it, and you're saying it's not reasonable. What's the contradiction
what I'm
about?
saying, yeah, let me explain this.
There's a
to you.
contradiction
It's perfectly
here.
reasonable for you to ask people to compile a list of this.
You think it's okay for people to compile lists about other people's children?
Again, that's a straw man. It's not.
No, that's what's happening. Not a straw man. That is precisely what happens on the Children of the Flat Earth website. They are compiling information about other people's children.
Again, no, they are not. They are talking
Yes, they
about
are.
the information.
Sorry, tell me what they're doing.
Identities,
Hold on.
every-
Tell me what they are doing, Gio. Explain it to me.
Well, they are compiling a list of videos, timestamps, in which flat earthers are shown to indoctrinate children.
So it is absolutely information about children. The subject matter revolving around those children is irrelevant. It's a database of information about children.
Okay, I will need the source for this. Can you show any child?
Don't ask me to show you anything, right? I've not done anything wrong. I'm not on trial. This little kangaroo court we've got going here is only because Gem Panda has a Discord server called Children of the Flat Earth where he requests information about children.
Again, can you actually compile a list of, or do you have proof that there is a list of children of flat earthers that Gem Panda has compiled?
No, hopefully he will be stopped from doing this before he actually compiles his list. He has so far just requested people assist him in compiling information about Flat Earthers' children on the Children of the Flat Earth Discord server.
Gio,
What was his intentions at the end of the video? When he released the video, what was he hoping for? Was he hoping for people to try and report people? Like, let's say Nathan, for instance.
No,
report him to the...
this is not about the individual people. This is about
It's
the information
irrelevant.
that's
It's
passed
none
on
of
them.
their business.
Yes, I know, but I mean, I want to know what the end goal was with this,
To make a documentary about it.
and to do what? What was the end goal? What was the... Everything has a goal. You do
Well-
something to achieve a goal. What was the goal of this?
Well, I think it's about to raise awareness on how children are actually indoctrinated with this, right? So I don't like doing this parallel, but I'll just compare it to creationists, right? There have been like tons of documentaries about creationists indoctrinating their children with information that is clearly inaccurate.
Clearly inaccurate. We don't think so.
Yeah, you know what the difference is in these documentaries? The documentary makers actually ask permission
It seems like
of these people.
you're
Like,
the zealot.
will
here.
you give us that data? They don't ask other people, provide us with data of these people that we don't ask permission for doing that. That's the difference.
No, not necessarily.
Oh, not necessarily?
No.
Well, then they have made themselves liable for a lawsuit because you can't do that.
And which law is this? You think they broke?
Privacy
Which law
law.
do you think we've broken?
No, privacy laws don't apply when the information is already public.
What right do you have to take children
It's not
and
true.
input them into a video?
but it's not just that, Gio.
Stop. As soon as you upload a video on YouTube, you lose pretty much all rights to it.
Yeah, the children don't know.
Sorry, that is absolutely total nonsense. There is copyright laws that apply to things. So are you also saying, GeoStreamer, that it is acceptable to go to people's Facebook pages, which are also public information if they are publicly available, and start compiling pictures of children from people's Facebook, which is public, to make documentaries about them? Is that acceptable?
Nathan,
Without these
I
people's
was not
permission.
finished. Nathan,
That's
I
the
was
whole
not-
point.
I
It's
was not finished.
They didn't get the permission.
Nathan,
If you want to ask flat
Nathan.
earthers, hey, will you give us footage of you doing that with your children? And they say yes, then sure, you can make a documentary with that.
Nathan.
You didn't ask for permission from the parents. You just asked
let me
people
clarify
to
something.
gather data.
I haven't had
That's
yet
their
the
will,
ability to
without
clarify.
permission. That's the difference.
Nathan, as you know, as soon as you upload something to YouTube, the community has certain rights to your videos. For example, criticism, using parts of it for criticism, satire, and so forth. It's called the fair use.
And this is fair use of us criticizing you for your intentions to do this.
I'm not done yet,
because
Renty.
this is out of order.
I'm not done yet, Renty.
Beyond morals. This is beyond morals. This is you should.
I am not done yet, Renty.
In this direction.
Therefore, as soon as the video is up, for example, of a parent talking to its child about flat Earth, then the community is allowed to use parts of that video to criticize what is being done.
Do you think
that is what is happening here?
You're not a community. You're a bunch of hyena wolves. That's what you are.
No,
you're vile,
vile
people.
Gio, let me ask you. When the BBC, for example, or any broadcasting association approach a parent about a child and seek trying to do something to do with that child, even if they're just playing on the swings in the park, they've got to get consent forms, right?
That is correct. At least in the UK, I don't know actually how it is done here.
It's probably the same most of the world across, because most societies protect children a lot.
Yes, there's something you forget though. The fact that, for example, when the parent has uploaded something to YouTube, then you don't have to deal with the child itself. You're dealing with something the parent has done. And the parent is responsible to whatever content has been uploaded.
Exactly, the parent is responsible.
Okay, great. If that content has been uploaded to a website, for example, to YouTube, where the fair use paragraphs or the fair use laws apply, then whoever is using that footage in a compilation video or a documentary, as Jim Panda is trying to do, does not need the consent because of the fair use laws. And this is what is happening here.
But if you're going to do a documentary based on somebody else's children and you're going to use the information that was previously publicly available against them in such a way that the children is put at risk, that is not going to be satisfying the fair use guidelines.
Children. How do you think the children are put at risk at this point? This is only about information. There's nothing like physically endangering the children whatsoever.
Oh, really? So if you were a predator and there happened to be a nice little list on in the internet with lots and lots of timestamps about people and their interactions with children, and according to Gem Panda, these are vulnerable children. Apparently, that's his conception. So there is a nice handy list of vulnerable children, according to Gem Panda, available to the public.
List.
Excuse me?
Show the list.
Excuse me, that's what he's asking
Show
for.
the list.
No, I am stopping
somebody
from compiling this list. He has specifically requested for this data to be compiled and posted. That much is clear. I am trying to stop him. You're saying because I have tried to stop him and there is not a list, that is somehow a defense?
No, you stated as a fact that if there would be a list...
Oh, that's a fact, is it? If. Starting the statement with if, you complete moron.
Wait. Stop.
Excuse me, so I started my statement with if, and you think that's an accusation, do you? Are you a stupid idiot? Do you understand English? If is not a statement of fact now, is it?
I'm saying, let me explain this.
No, don't explain.
If.
Take back and retract that a statement starting with the word if is not an accusation, it is a question.
You state as a fact that Gem Panda is actually looking for addresses for anything.
Excuse me, I have never said that. I have never ever... Why are you accusing me of this? That's an outright lie.
Because you say that people are trying to compile that list.
Excuse me, why did you just say that I have specifically levelled an accusation at Gem that he is asking for people's addresses? Why have you just made this lie up?
Exactly.
Excuse me, why have you just lied about me?
I did not lie. Let me explain this.
Find the quote.
Is that
Find the quote. Find the quote.
Okay, let me explain this
Find
to
the
you.
quote.
Okay, again.
Find the quote. Find the quote. This is what you were doing to
sake.
me, you pathetic piece of dog dirt. Find the quote. Show the quote where I specifically say that Gem Panda is looking for people's addresses. Find that now.
You said that Gem Panda is trying to compile a list which will contain at least enough information for predators to use it to hunt down children.
Excuse me. Yes, time-stamped information, and I get doxed frequently on this channel, as does Ranty, as does lots of other people who have children in this community. That's correct, GeoStreber. Anything else to add?
Again, when you as soon as you're saying...
Excuse me, this is not a quote of me specifically saying that Gem Panda's asking for addresses, which is what you have just claimed I have said.
I said, yeah, because you
Right,
kind of...
so can you show me the quote?
Wait, stop. Let me-
Show me the quote where I say that now.
You said something like, obviously I can't...
Sorry, not something like. Show me a quote right now.
You want me to go back inside the
Yes,
site?
you pathetic little individual. You have just levelled an accusation at me. Now I'm asking you to prove it.
Obviously, can I go back because I have to...
You can do whatever you like so long as you prove your incorrect, false, outrageous accusation that you have levelled, which you will not be able to do because it is false. You've already stammered your way around it, you pathetic man.
Oakley.
Don't call me Oakley, yeah? Don't call me anything. What you will now go away and do is prove your false, incorrect accusation that you have levelled at me, you liar.
Sure, I will host a hangout about this anyway this afternoon.
Go and get a quote that says, I have said Jem is looking for addresses. Go and get it now.
How can I do this when you don't...
When it's a lie, you can't because it's an outright lie. You pathetic piece of dog dirt. You are lying about me. Yeah? And now you're trying to dance around it because you are a pathetic little man who defends people who compile information about children like it's somehow justifiable if the information's already public.
Okay, you want me to find a direct quote right now, correct?
I want you to back up your accusation that you have made.
Yes, but you want me to do this right now, right?
I want you to back up an accusation that you have made that is absolutely and unequivocally false about me.
How can I find the quote?
I don't know, you quoted it, you dingbat. Don't ask me where to find a quote that I haven't said.
So you're giving me
An impossible task? Yeah, to find a quote I haven't said. And that's why you can't do it and you're asking me questions, because you're a disingenuous liar who has just levelled an accusation at me that is entirely false. Okay, GeoStreber?
Can you repeat the last sentence, please?
Yeah, you're levelling accusations that are false and you cannot back them up because you are a liar.
I cannot back them up because your DVR is not enabled.
Oh, really? So
Yes.
what you're saying is this happened on this show?
Yes, this happened 5 or 6 minutes ago.
So I specifically said Gem Panda's getting people's addresses.
No, what you said was Gem Panda is compiling a list that contains enough information for predators to be useful to them to hunt down children. That's what you did say. Therefore, this list...
Sorry, not therefore. That did not contain the word address. And when you levelled your accusation at me, it specifically included the word address. Now, hunt down is a very loose term. You can hunt down people based on their face and name. So I am not implying anything about addresses, and that was your accusation towards me. So are you now going to take that back, or are you going to continue to be labelled a liar by me?
I don't think I will take this back, no.
Well, you're a liar, because I haven't made that accusation about addresses.
I think I'm actually...
I think you're a liar, and I'm going to say it again. You will now be branded a liar from now on. If you'd like me to go back and edit out specifically the accusation that you levelled at me, I will, because you are a liar.
Didn't you hear what I just said?
He's just conceded.
Nathan, specifically about addresses, I'm actually not sure. But you did imply that
How dare you accuse me of things that you are not sure of, you disingenuous piece of shit? How dare you? Who the hell do you think you are? Be very careful about what you lay accusations of people at. Do you hear me? You absolute piece of garbage. Don't tell me you're not sure, you pathetic little man.
Can you repeat
How
that,
dare
please? There
you?
was some interference.
How dare you?
Oh, was I kicked?
No, you're not being kicked, you pathetic
Okay.
little man.
Muted.
How dare you
Yeah.
level accusations
So,
like
what I
that
was
at me
saying
when you
is
are not
You
sure?
kind of implied, Nathan, that
I don't
whatever-
care what was implied. How dare you accuse me of things that I have not done? What I have done is reported Jem's actions to the police because I see his actions as potentially dangerous. That's what I have done. You are here attacking me for that, claiming that I have in some way done something wrong, and I have
Nathan,
not.
you've been muted by the troll. Just saying.
Oh, typically being muted in my own hangout because nobody wants to hear the accusations being levelled at Gem Panda for gathering information about children.
Actually, who is the one making accusations here? I mean,
Me! I'm accusing Gem Panda of doing things that are very dangerous towards other people's children by gathering information and encouraging others to do so. That is what I'm accusing Gem Panda of. You are accusing me of claiming Gem Panda is asking people for children's addresses, which I absolutely did not do. You, sir, are a liar.
again, did you hear what I actually said?
I don't care. You said I was accusing Gem of asking for addresses. That was your words. I did not do that. You are a liar.
No, repeat what I just said like 1 minute ago.
I don't want to repeat what you said a minute ago. You levelled an accusation that I was saying Gem is asking for addresses. I did not do that. That was a lie. You are a liar.
Again, I did not say specifically addresses. I said enough.
Yes, you specifically said addresses. You are a liar.
Yes, and I retracted that.
No, you didn't retract it. That's why I've labelled you a liar. I have branded you a liar, and now you will continue to be branded a liar regardless of your retraction. You are a liar.
Again.
Well, can I just say something?
No, wait a second.
No, not wait a second, liar. You will let Ranty speak, liar. Okay, GeoStreamer, you liar. I will edit out the section where you lie and make it plainly clear to all who watch that a man who defends people who compile information about children has come on the show to defend him and lied about the person making the accusation. That would be me. You have lied about me whilst trying to defend the accusations of a man who is compiling information about children and justifying it by saying the information he is compiling is already public. Therefore, this is a justifiable list. I do not think so. That is why I've reported it to the police. And in the meantime, you are here attacking me like I have done something wrong. You are also lying about me to my public feed. You are a liar. You are a scumbag. You are no different to Gem Panda. You are already accredited to this site. You have already tagged yourself with association of it. I hate you. I think you are disgusting, and I no longer want you on my show.
Okay.
It's not okay. You're a repulsive person, like Gem Panda.
Yeah, what people do with their own children is nobody's business but the parents.
Although, can I just say that these ballers do have a tendency to keep tracks of people's personal details. For instance, there's plenty of sock accounts out there with your full name, address, business details, everything you can think of, Nathan. The same with me, the same with Anthony, and the same with Arwin. These guys can repeatedly dox us. So with them then showing the children of the flat earth and him saying that there is no way for any paedophile to get a hold of this information is completely untrue. And it's all down to the ballers themselves. They get this information, they save it, they can repeatedly tell everybody about it. And this is what they do. This is the pack behavior that they do. It's disgusting.
So now I'm being accused by GeoStreamer from the chat of being guilty of a crime.
Well, go report it to the police, dickhead.
Yeah, go and report it to the police immediately, GeoStreamer, like I did with Gem Panda, who is compiling information in a room specifically titled Children of the Flat Earth, where he requests people send him information about children. So if you feel I have in some way broken a law, GeoStreamer, I suggest, like I did, you report that matter to the police immediately. I'm sure you will document the fact that you have done so.
I'm surprised that Jeremy's not in here defending himself, but rather GeoStreamer's come in to defend Jeremy. I don't understand it. What's going on?
Did yesterday.
Well, to be fair, Brenda walked in the middle of it before it became an issue. But I don't understand why Jeremy's not defending himself to explain why GeoStreamer feels obliged to come in and do it on his behalf. I have to consent, or did he voluntarily come in? Because it seems
I think it's all routed in this weird communist-like conviction that, yeah, that it's allowed for society or government to just determine what parents teach their children, and this is false. This is just false. It's routed in a false ideology, and yeah, it's breaking privacy. It's none of their business.
For all we know, Gem Panda might not be able to access the computer, because if the police did go around to his house, there's every likelihood they've taken away his electronics.
Now, they'll have found out what his reason for doing it is, and Jeremy will have to pass the attitude. We'll go round. Anything to do with kids is treated seriously in most Western countries. They will go round and check. And himself up to this because he's a man that's, 50? He knows not to do this kind of stuff. It's like dropping the F-bomb. You're going to get yourself in trouble.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and of course a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate, and I do mean that sincerely. Please share this debate. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!